Hello guys, I have an adorable sneak peek card to share with you today using a brand new bundle that will be available coming January 7th in our brand new mini catalog. Let me show you the bundle. This is the Darling Dinos Bundle. It is so adorable. I love all the coordinating dies. There's a little eggshell and lots of little accent pieces, but the stamp set is pretty adorable itself. It has lots of little accent pieces as well, along with some adorable greetings. So I'm going to show you this super cute fun fold card. It opens like that. So I can't wait to share this with you. We're also using some brand new DSP that will be available in our Sale-a-Bration catalog, also launching on January 7th, and you can earn that for free with a $60 order once Sale-a-Bration starts. So we're going to jump into the card. If you are watching this on December 11th, we have a free shipping promotion that is going on just for the rest of today. It started on Monday and it will end today. So if you are shopping my online store for any products, please take advantage of that shipping promotion to save on some shipping. You don't want to miss out on that. Okay, so let's jump in and get started. We're going to start with making the card base. We're going to do some die cutting, and for that we're going to use the Countryside Corners dies. These are in our, I believe they're in our annual catalog, but they might just be an online exclusive, but they are fabulous shape dies that you don't want to miss out on. They're great for layering as well. Okay, I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. Let me zoom out just a touch. Oop, too much. I don't need you to see the mess around my desk. We're going to do a little bit of die cutting. So I have my number 1 plate, my number 2, and then we're going to use 2 of the number 3 plates for cutting. So we're going to start with the white. Our basic white is, let me check my measurements. I don't want to give you the wrong measurements. 5 1/4 by 4. All the measurements will be in the video description as well, and they'll also be on my blog, which will be linked in the video description. So you can always check back. And I'm just trying to center this as best I can. If you want to get out a ruler, you can, but I'm just trying to center it top to bottom and left to right. And I'm going to put this in at a little bit of an angle just so that that harsh, that straight line right there doesn't go through the doesn't go first. Sometimes when you're die cutting straight lines like that, especially a long straight line, it's a little bit tougher for your machine. So if you put it in at a little bit of an angle, it goes through much smoother. You don't have those big like chunks going through, and this will come out much smoother. This is the second largest, I believe, if you're following along at home, but you can layer any of these. So we're actually going to use both pieces. So we have this piece, and then I'm going to grab this piece. So we're going to use both of these pieces for our cards. I'm going to put those aside. And then we're going to do a little bit more die cutting with our card base. So this is a Flirty Flamingo card base. It is 4 1/4 by 11, so it's a top open card. And we are going to die cut. This would be the third largest. We're going to die cut this one out of the center of the cardstock too. So I'm just going to try to eyeball this and try to measure it. Just try to make sure that we are mostly straight. Let me get that over just a little bit. So straight top and bottom, centered, center, top and bottom, left to right. Now I'm going to put this one in at an angle as well. I'm going to be careful of the sides though, because I don't want the sides of the cardstock to be messed up through the machine. So I'm going to run this through, and I don't want this to crush, so I'm just going to run it back this way. All right, and that's our die cutting. There will be a little bit more later. Well, I've done those pieces, but if you're making the card, you will have to do a little bit more die cutting later. So let me move my machine, and let me try to zoom back in a little bit. All right, so move my dies. Now for this piece, you're not going to use this small Flirty Flamingo one. You can save this for something else. Just put that aside. This is the piece we're going to use. Okay, let's get our card assembled here. So we have our little window in our card. I'm going to bring in those 2 white pieces that I die cut. This one is going to adhere on the front just like this. So you're going to have that nice little border. So let's go ahead and get that on. Let me grab some adhesive. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus for this, or it's just Stampin' Seal, not my Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use whatever you want. Just a little bit on the sides there. just go around. You can use Tombow glue would be really good to use here too. All right, so this is just gonna go just an even border. Oh, hold on. It's going crooked. An even border on all sides, top, bottom, left, right. Okay, hold on. Let me open this up so we can see this a little bit better. And just trying to get that even border. There we go. All right, so that is the outside of our card starting. We are going to adhere this piece to the inside of the card, the die cut piece. So I'm going to just cut that, or put some adhesive on that. And we're just gonna center this as best we can. And when you close it, you're gonna have that white inside. Now we're gonna fancy this up a little bit more with some of that DSP. And let me see if I do, it's right here. So this is called the Bloom Impressions DSP. This is gonna be a DSP that is going to be free with a $60 order during Sale-a-Bration. There are some gorgeous patterns in here. There's florals on one side, the other side. Some of them have florals. Otherwise, it's like a beautiful watercolor wash. That one's gorgeous, right? Look how beautiful this paper is. So you can look forward to earning this for free starting in January during Sale-a-Bration. And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Let me grab those. So I'm going to put a few dimensionals on this. This is going to pop up right through our window. Peel off those backings. All right. And just make sure that your flowers are going up. Well, on this piece, there's like little grassy pieces. Just make sure they're going right side up and not upside down. And then we're just going to set that right in the center. All right, so our card is coming together. I have done a little bit of stamping in advance and die cutting. So for our little dinosaur, I've already die cut those from our Darling Dinos stamp set, and then I die cut them with the dies. So we're going to do some coloring. Let me zoom in so you can see the little images better. Let's start with the little hat. I'm using my Shy Shamrock Stampin' Blends. I'm going to start with my light and just color the whole hat in light. This is a little piece and it's much easier to color before you die cut. Just for time's sake, I did mine, but when you're making this, make sure you're coloring before you die cut. It's much easier to hold this down. So a wash of light all over the whole thing, and then I'm going to take the dark and I'm going to fill in every other stripe. So I'm off camera a little bit. Let me get back over here. So I'm just starting with like the bottom stripe, and then I'm going to fill it in. And then we'll do this top one up here. And I'm going to let that dry, and if it needs a second layer, we'll come back and do a second layer. All right, for our sweet little dinosaur, I'm going to start with Melon Mambo. I'm going to start with the dark. We're going to use Melon Mambo for like all the accent pieces, for his belly, for the little spikes on him, his little toenails, that kind of thing. So I'm going to start with the dark Melon Mambo. We'll start with the belly, and I'm just going to add some to the bottom of his belly, just like that. Then I'll come in with my light and go around his hand carefully, and then blend down into that dark Melon Mambo. I'm going to go back to my dark. We're not going to do a lot of blending with Melon Mambo. For his little fingernails, I'm just kind of tapping it in. The rest of the spots, the little spikes, the toenails, the spots, they're very small, so I'm not going to do blending. I'm just going to use my dark to color those in. And again, they are very tiny, so just if you have a super tiny spot, just kind of tap it in. You can even use our Stampin' Right markers for this. They have a smaller tip on the markers, and since we're not doing any blending, we're just coloring, those would be a good option to use as well. So I'm just going to color the little spikes and his little spots. All right, one more little spike up here. And that's it for Melon Mambo. All right, the rest of our dinosaur is going to be colored in Flirty Flamingo. So I'm going to start with my light Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to use the brush tip for some of the areas. His little snout here is a pretty big area, so I'm going to use the brush tip and just kind of tap it in. His little arms, they're so cute. The sketches on these little dinosaurs are adorable. This was one of the very first bundles that I saw that I had to have. It is just, it's too cute. And I love little creatures, and I love sweet little puns for stamps, so this was obviously a must-have in my book. So now if you're seeing any of these sneak peek items and you are saying to yourself, well, I need these now, I don't want to wait till January, you can actually join my team in December and add these items to your starter kit. So if you really want them now, you can definitely get them. All right, now I'm going to take my dark and I'm going to do a little bit of shading on his little nose here. We're going to blend that out in a second. And then I'm going to go down his back, and you can go right over those melon mambo dots. That's okay. Kind of the underside of his belly, under his arm, his back leg here, and then around this leg. Just some spots for the dark highlights. And I'm going to take my light and we're just going to kind of blend all that together. Because we went over it while the ink was already wet with that wash of light, it's already going to kind of blend on its own. But if it needs a little bit of help blending, then you can go in and help it along. But that is our little dinosaur all colored up. So I'm going to zoom back out so we can start assembling this card. Just like that. Okay, now I've stamped my front greeting. I heat embossed this in white, and this is on a piece of the same DSP that I used for the center. So it just says, "You're terrific." We're going to stamp the second part of the greeting, which is going to go on the inside down here. So let me get out that. So I have another piece of basic white. This one is 4 by 3/4. And I have the Shy Shamrock ink. And we're going to stamp this in the middle of our paper here, of our basic white. Hope your birthday is dynamite. So cute. All right, now we're going to adhere these together. So this DSP piece was 4 by 3/4 as well. And then the white piece that we're gonna layer it to is 4 by 1. So let's go ahead and adhere that down. This side is so pretty, I hate to glue that down, but we gotta do it. All right, this is going to go right on here. We have a nice little border like that. All right, this piece is going to go on the inside of the card. So let's stick that down first. I'm going to use a couple dimensionals just on the edges because this center piece was popped up. And so I'm just going to use some dimensionals just on the edges. This will hold it in place. Take these dimensional backings off. And we're just going to put it just below, kind of toward the bottom of that label. It's not going to go all the way across because it's only cut to 4 inches, so you're going to have a little bit of border on that side. If you don't like the way that looks, go ahead and cut this all the way to 4 1/4. All right, now we know exactly where to place this, and we're going to stick this on with dimensionals too, but we only want to put them, again, just at the very ends because we don't want to glue our card shut with the open window there. So just on the ends there. And we're going to make sure that we cover up that greeting just so that it's a surprise greeting when you open the card. So it's going to go on like that, and then it's going to be a surprise greeting. All right, this card is coming together. All right, now you can see the back of our dinosaur Stampin' Blends bleed through, and that's completely normal. That's what's supposed to happen, but I don't love the way that looks, especially because when you open the card, you're going to see the back of the dinosaur here. So what I have done is I have cut another dinosaur and another hat just out of basic white cardstock, and we're going to glue these together just so that we have a nice clean backing, and it's also going to make our little dinosaur just a little bit more sturdy. So we're just going to glue that down. I like to use the liquid glue for this because I can kind of squeeze it and maneuver it, just make sure everything is lined up perfectly. And we're going to do the same with the hat. So just a little bit of glue there, and we'll glue that down. All right. So now we have the backs of them are going to be nice and white. All right, let's adhere his little hat on. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just on the top of his head. We're going to glue on his little party hat. He is ready for the party. And then we're going to glue him down onto our card. And I'm just going to put adhesive just on his feet down there. You can use dimensionals if you want for this too. And we're just going to adhere him down to our greeting strip. Don't put any adhesive above here because if you glue him down, the card's not going to open. All right, we are almost done with this. We have a couple finishing touches. I have some Flirty Flamingo Baker's Twine. This is from the Baker's 3-color combo pack. That's in the online store now. You can shop for that today. It comes in Lemon Lolly and Balmy Blue as well. We're just going to tie this around the front. Make sure I have enough to tie a bow. All right. And we have to tie a bow on camera, so everybody hold your breath. I'm going to do an anchor knot first with linen thread or with Baker's Twine. I like to do anchor knots. They don't add any bulk, but they help hold everything in place so that you don't feel like you need 4 hands to tie a bow. All right, not so bad. I'm going to trim off the ends just a little bit. Perfect. So we have that. Now we're going to add one more little embellishment. These are our new Sunny Day iridescent dots. These are gorgeous. They come in, I believe that's Summer Splash, Pumpkin Pie, and Melon Mambo. Any of these are going to coordinate great with the DSP, so you can use any. I use the Pumpkin Pie on these, but let's go ahead and use the Summer Splash ones. Let me grab my take your pick tool. And so there's bigger ones up here. So let me grab a bigger one. Now put that down here by my greeting. We'll do a small one, and then another small one over here by my little dinosaur. And that completes this super cute fun fold card. I hope you loved this sneak peek of this product, of the Darling Dinos Bundle. Remember, you can shop for this starting in my online store on January 7th. Or if you can't wait and you want to put this in your starter kit, you can join my team and add that to your starter kit today. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys later. Bye.